You hinted on the issue of the budget. Actually, the mayor, the division mayor I talked to,
Yes.
told me.
Who is this?
Actually, this is Salim Uhul.
Okay.
He told me nobody should blame Madam Chisaka. These people cut KCCA budget by half. What people used to get previously is not what she gets. So what you ask her, she can't give you. Is this true?
When it comes to roads in particular, we used to get, the budget used to be 26 billion for every quarter. 26 billion from Uganda Road Fund for the year. That would mean you get at least 6 billion per quarter to work with. Would you believe what the budget was cut down from 2020? To 10 billion in a year. Not even 50%, to something like 35%.
From 26 to 10.
To 10. And you get a little in the first quarter, right up to the fourth quarter. That means it's the road suffering. And when you're talking about a smart city, one of the things you look at immediately are roads. But the roads budget was cut. And so it put us in a very awkward situation. Even places that could be patched could not be patched. We had to focus on
where you
small.
had to pave new
Yeah,
roads, you couldn't.
but that has changed now. Still, the budget from Uganda Road Fund is 10 billion. The one for patching roads is, but we've got a significant budget this financial year, which will enable us to focus on roads specifically. For the first time, we are getting a budget which is 800 billion Neziguam. And our key focus, actually more than 50% of that budget is roads, is going on to overhauling, refurbishing roads. So we expect that in this financial year, next and maybe 6 months after, there's going to be a total overhaul of roads all around Kampala. We expect to do 80 kilometers this year, which is about 41 roads in the city alone. That's a huge, huge change. Most of the city is going to be like a work site, but the outcome of that is going to be very beneficial.
Just beautification.
Yes.
We are seeing demolition of roundabouts.
Yes.
Give us some light on that.
Okay. We are very, very, I don't want to say proud, but we are very delighted that we have finalized the work of building the Traffic Control Center, which is now situated here at City Hall, magnificent building of 4 stories. We are beginning the process of equipping it so that we can use it for controlling traffic, for managing traffic in the
When you say controlling, what exactly does it entail?
Okay. So it's going to have the equipment that connects with the signalization of the junctions, evitala, you know, the traffic lights. So we are removing 27 roundabouts from the city and instead putting junctions with traffic lights, so signalization. And that controlling those signals is going to be based here at KCCA so that we can, I'm told it's a new technology where you don't have to say we have to wait for 5 minutes when we get to the lights, but there is a management that knows there is much congestion there isn't, and it controls that. It is some side.
It releases a side that has more traffic.
Yes. So you see work is going on at Mulago roundabout, at Kubiri roundabout, even the one going to the Mulago, to the where the coffins are.
The neonatal hospital.
Yes. So all those roundabouts, those are 3 there. We have one on Old Kira Road, one at Spear House. In total, 27 around. Even the one at Speak Road, Imperial, next to Grand Imperial. All those roundabouts are going to be removed, and we expect this work to be finished by April 25. We'll have a brand new city. Infrastructure development is one of our key priorities in the city right now, because if we can enable decongestion of the city, if we can enable connectivity so that a person coming from Lunguja going to Chanja has some side roads which are well done and they can go quickly, it hastens, it works even on our economy. being in the traffic and laying there, taking 3 hours to go to work and taking 3 hours to go back home, is 6 hours lost in a day. So infrastructure improvement is a big priority for the city. And government has released at least two budgets have been released now. We expect another budget under a third project to be released so that we focus on improving the roads in the city.
We heard of a plan that was supposed to keep trailers and big buses out of Kampala.
Yes.
Is that plan still there?
It's part of...
Because we register a number of accidents with
Yes.
those buses and trailers.
It is there. It is part of our KCRP, Kampala City Roads Rehabilitation Project. It has a component of buying land or turning land that we have around the city so that the heavy trucks can stay out of the city and they don't have to congest the city during the work hours. They can have controlled hours when they move, maybe in the night, and it's part of decongesting the city. That is going to happen within this project that we are managing right now.
And that brings me now to our brothers and sisters in the boda-boda and the taxi matatu industry.
Yes.
When we had just crossed from the local government to the KCCA way of doing things, there was a lot of discussions to do with the taxi industry. And we remember of agreements of them disbanding UTODA and they started paying to you. Is that still the trend?
Okay.
Do they still pay to you, the taxi drivers?
The taxi drivers, we collect revenue
From them?
from the taxis. It is regulated under a law which was enacted by government. But let me talk about the way they are organized.
Exactly. That is
There is
their way of working in the city
Uganda
seems not to have changed.
Uganda Taxi Owners Federation, UTOF, is an umbrella body that brings together about 6 organizations that used to fight each other to manage the taxis. But in 2022, I believe, we had so many stakeholder engagements right here at City Hall, resolving conflicts, talking about the benefits of having one umbrella organization where they can all relate. And luckily now they are doing that. They have their own committees, they do their own administration. Sometimes they invite us to open this or open the other. But that has brought relative peace. I think you've hardly heard about any scuffles in the taxi industry. It's just that as the city gets more congested with more people living in the city, we want to have buses also which evacuate large numbers of people from the city. But that's an area for private investors to support what government is doing.
As in having the taxis here and the buses as well?
Yes. Of course, if they are...
Or will replace the taxis.
You can't do that. It's just like you can't completely replace the bodabodas. You can reduce them, but you cannot completely replace. Because you see, the bodaboda serves an end mile user. Somebody who goes mukalo, a little bit in the village. What we want to work on is reduce the congestion in the city, but let them be on the sides of the city. We used to have over 2,000 stages for bodabodas, for instance. Now we have reduced that to 400, about 450 stages for bodabodas.
In so doing, as KCCA, how have you touched the industry, the boda-boda industry, and its challenges?
The things, I'll tell you, one of the things we've spent time doing, which can't be seen, but it is ongoing, it is stakeholder engagements. To get taxi people to make a decision, to take boda-boda to make a decision, to take cleaners to make a decision, this large number of people, you have to talk, you have to engage, you have to meet them in small groups and large groups. We've done that continuously and we continue to do that so that they are the ones actually leading the process. We are guiding. It is their business. Boda-boda is their business. But we are guiding on how it can be done better so that there is harmony, coexistence. Personal cars, buses, taxis, and boda-bodas.
Yes.
They all have to live in the city. We can't just evacuate all of them. But can we do it in an orderly manner? Can we, for instance, Central Business District, evacuate it of the Bodabodas so that we have maybe the big buses? Those are conversations that you cannot say, I'll score in one sitting. It's an ongoing
You
conversation.
have not yet zeroed on a final plan
The
in as far
plan
as
is
bodabodas and taxis
The
are
plan
concerned.
is there. The plan is to evacuate the Bodabodas from Central Business District. But the implementation is a process because we have to prepare the outskirts where we are taking them. There have to be shelters, there has to be the tarmacked areas where they park. We have to do sensitization of the community. It is a whole process. There is the licensing. Most of these bodabodas are not licensed. Many of them don't know even how to ride. They can ride, but they don't know how to ride. So all those things are ongoing. It is part of
Besides,
what...
they have now become a security threat.
Yes.
You have watched the clips.
Yes. 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 They...
As KCCA, how are you looking at this?
Yeah. This is a work that we have to do in partnership with police. Yeah, because security is the police's mandate. But administration of the traffic is part of our mandate. So we are working together. These conversations are ongoing. And we have a plan, which I'm not sharing here, but it is there.
In how long should we expect this?
The steps that need to be taken, it depends on the accomplishment of the steps. So there is the setting up of the stages, there is the training, the licensing of the bodabodas, and there is another thing we are thinking of migrating from petrol to electric bodabodas, because again that also affects our air quality a lot. So it is that progression. If we can achieve it fast, then you see the plan implemented first.
Even the steps you're taking, do you think are the ones that may delay us?
Yeah, but they are needed.
Engaging them,
very
and
much needed.
engaging them.
You can't gain results working through people without engagement. You can use force. You can use force. It's a way of working. It is one way of working. But you can use both. If you've brought enough education, then you regulate with force. But if there is no sensitization, and you are just coming and chasing them off the streets, it becomes a very difficult thing to administer. And you look like you've gained, but you lose the ground that you've already gained. So we want to do something for posterity. Kampala is not leaving. It's not leaving us. So let's prepare for it properly, so that those who come 2 years, 3 years after us find an order which is continuous, which is working.
They build on that.
Yeah, let's build on something.
This seems to be your way of work.
Absolutely. Let me tell you, we need systems. We need systems. When God created the world, He said, let there be, what did He say? Let there be light. And there was day, and there was night, and it has never stopped. It's a system you can rely on. There will be day, there will be night.
But the bulldozer way will take out something.
If we didn't have the system of day and night, you'd say, oh, I wonder when it will become dark. I wonder when it will become light. Now you know. Everybody knows. Every day I have a deposit of 12 hours daytime. And that's what I would like us to establish, systems in what we do, so that the boda knows, when I buy my boda, I go to KCCA, I get a license, I go to a school, I'm trained, I get my jacket, and I'm located in Machindie. If I follow that system, I'm safe. Not a boda just waking up, you buy a boda and you find him in Kawempe, you find him everywhere. You can't regulate him. So that becomes a security risk for the country, because you don't know where he is. But if we know all the yellow jackets are in Kawempe, all the green jackets are in Makindi, all the blue jackets are in Nakawa, we have a system that we are using. That's really what we are building, so that there is posterity in the transport industry.